Casa Grande Union High School is the site of the 2002 1A through 3A All-Star Softball game. The finest softball players in the state of Arizona have gathered here today. And the first pitch is coming up next on APN Sports. And a pleasant good afternoon to you, everybody. Jeff Lowry with you from APN Sports, and a good look at Kim Zadrozny, one of the top pitchers in the state of Arizona, maybe the best pitcher in the state of Arizona, out of Seton Catholic. Old Glory waving in the wind, and we're ready for the first pitch of this contest. On this Thursday, June 6, 2002, and the first pitch of the contest is swung on and fouled out of play, and this contest is underway. Jillian Grove is the first batter. She's a second baseman out of Fountain Hills. Pitch is inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to the leadoff hitter for the North All-Stars in the red uniforms. That's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2. Very hot day here in Casa Grande, Arizona. Temperature over 110 degrees, probably closer to 112, and the pitch is swung on and fouled to the left side. The 1-2 pitch, and a bouncing ball to second, fielded out there, and the perfect throw to first is in time. A nice play, 1 down. And a nice job out there by second baseman Melissa Willis out of Snowflake. The batter now for the North All-Stars is out of Winslow, Arizona, Kim Garcia. Garcia pitches. She also plays first base. Played for Lynn Sawyer at Winslow, the Winslow Bulldogs. And this time hit by a pitch. That had to hurt because Zadrozny is one of the top flamethrowers in the state of Arizona, so a runner at first base with nobody out. And the next hitter is going to be Debbie Yeskis out of Snowflake. Check that, Bailey Stewart out of Maricopa, right down the road. Swing and a pop foul. That's backing out of play. Swing and another pop foul. That's backing out of play. Third hitter in the lineup for the North All-Stars. Setting up for the outside pitch. And again, Stewart fighting off those pitches and fouls it back and out of play. Still 2 strikes on the North All-Star third place hitter. And strike 3 called on the inside corner. Good pitch. And a good close-up look at Kim out of Seton Catholic. Played for Jerry Mullen. 2 down in the inning. And a first pitch wave and a miss by Desiree Salazar out of St. John's, up in the, well, somewhat in the east central part of the state, right along the Arizona-New Mexico border. Not far from there is St. John's High School, out past Sholo and just north of Round Valley, Arizona. We're in the top half of the first inning of this 2002 Summer Classic, and the pitch. and a wave and a miss, and that's the inning. 2 strikeouts for Kim at the end of a half an inning. The North Red All-Stars nothing, and the South in their blue uniforms will be coming up. Starting things off for the South All-Stars is number 2 out of Florence High School, Tuesday, Sepulveda. Good close-up look at the battle between our pitcher and our catcher here today as we get a close-up look at the North All-Star pitcher. Making adjustments out there, Desiree Salazar. Good crowd on hand behind us here. That's a strike. Sepulveda, an outstanding player. Good on-base percentage this year. And a swing and a foul. Here's a look at Desiree. Outstanding right-handed pitcher, and we mentioned just a moment ago when she was at the plate at a St. John's High School. And she missed low and away with that one. We're expecting a good, low-scoring game. We got 2 outstanding pitchers starting things off here from the softball field. Adjacent to the high school here at Casa Grande High School. There's a swing and a miss. So Tuesday is retired on some high heat. 1 up and 1 down for the South All-Stars as they bat here in the home half of the first inning. And the South will counter now with Samantha Nottingham. That's a great name. Samantha Nottingham. She played center field for the Thatcher Eagles, played for Rachel Moats this past season. As we mentioned, a very good crowd on hand. There's not a lot of seating available here at the softball field today. However, it's a full house. And hopefully no one else will repeat this to the other participants of the All-Stars. But this is one of the best venues for the All-Star weekend. One out, nobody on here in the bottom half of the first inning, and a wave and a miss. And so Desiree has come out and she has struck out the first 2 hitters in the South All-Star lineup. And now we'll go to work against Kim Zandrowski out of Seton Catholic. Kim was truly one of the finest pitchers in the state of Arizona this past season, and she takes inside ball 1. That's over, a called strike. Count evens on Kim at 1-1 as she bats here in the home half of the first.
Now.
And it's upstairs for a ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Third place hitter in the South All-Star lineup. We're in the bottom of the first, no score, and the pitch, the 3-2. And it's low, ball 4. So Kim draws a walk to keep the first inning alive here for the South All-Stars. And now Desiree will face the cleanup hitter in the South All-Star lineup, which is Debbie Yeskis. Pitch upstairs, and the ball gets away from the catcher, and the runner will advance to second. So our first runner in scoring position in the contest with 2 out. And that one is taken high and away for a ball. Heidi Wynn out of Maricopa, right down the road here, doing the catching. Played for Brian Hartman this past season. Swung on, and a ball hit in the center field, and a nice running catch out there, and that'll retire the side. We have one in the book. Good job out there by the center fielder. Jeff Lowry back here at Casa Grande Union High School. We go to the top of the second inning. No score. Heidi Wynn will be the catcher and the fifth hitter in the lineup here for the North All-Stars. Heidi, an outstanding player, as we mentioned, played for Brian Hartman this past season. So she'll get things started here. We're playing two 5-inning contests here at Casa Grande, and we'll have two 5-inning games, I should say. And everybody will bat. There'll be one lineup, and at the end of the 5 innings, there will be a winner awarded after the 5 innings of play, as this ball is hit to the shortstop, and that is out number one. At the start of the second game, both teams will pick up where they left off in the previous game, so that everybody has a fair chance. So now the North All-Stars will send up Azur Bigler. Bigler out of Mugion. Azur means blue in French, by the way, for some of you French experts. Second inning of work for Kim. She rocks and fires and a wave and a miss. Debbie Yeskis out of Snowflake doing the catching here today for the South All-Stars. I don't know how Snowflake got into the South region. In fact, Snowflake and Round Valley both can out of the South All-Stars. Like Mogollon is Mogollon High School, which is out of Heber, is actually further south than Snowflake, but yet Snowflake is in the south. There's a wave and a miss, and Bigler is gone on strikes, and that's strikeout number 3 for Kim. 2 down here in the inning. As you get a look at some of the outstanding defensive players for the South All-Stars. And the batter for the North All-Stars is going to be Catherine Savino out of Parker. Savino, an outstanding player, plays third base. To mention, out of Parker, Arizona, and played for David Partridge, who of course was on the was a member of the infamous Partridge family back in the early 70s. Here's the pitch. That one just off the plate, outside for a ball. Good eye by Savino. Here in the top half of the second inning. And the North and the South in a scoreless tie as this ball is hit down to third, and a fair ball. The throw to first is in time, and the side is retired. 3 up and 3 down. A good play down there by the third baseman and the first baseman for the South. We head to the home half of the second, still no score. Jeff Lowry back with you as we go to the bottom half of the second inning. This is the 2002 Arizona Coaches Association's All-Star Weekend. We're in the 1A-3A South All-Stars, 3A Softball All-Stars. And the South All-Stars will send up Brandy Wall out of Payson. Brandy Waugh, a Longhorn. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher in her second inning of work in Desiree Salazar. Salazar out of St. John's High School. The windup in the pitch. That ball is outside. Well, later today we will have the 1A-2A All-Star football game. That'll be played over at Al Van Hazen Stadium, just to the north of the softball field here. And currently the 1A through, I don't know if it's a 1A-3A or a 1A-5A All-Star baseball game is being played right now. Quick throw to first on a bullet throw over there by Salazar. Good play. One down. Swing and a pop-up to the third baseman. And that is going to be out number 2 here in the inning. Good job by the North All-Stars, Catherine Savino. Boy, she is an outstanding competitor out there. Gives it 125% each and every game, for the most part. So now the 7th hitter in the lineup is coming up here for the South All-Stars. And that's going to be number 8, Melissa Willis out of Snowflake. And Willis is going to be granted first base. I think she got hit by the pitch that time. So she heads down to first, and with 2 out here in the home half of the second inning, the South will send up Colleen Young out of Benson. Benson located down in Wyatt Earp territory of the great state of Arizona. It's about, probably a half hour, maybe 25 minutes out of Tombstone, Arizona, just north of there along Interstate 10, about 45 minutes out of Tucson, Arizona. Here's the windup in the pitch, and a swing and a miss, and the runner goes. And the throw down the second will not be in time. That's a stolen base, our first of the ball game, and this one belongs to Melissa Willis. Well, I tell you what, with the temperatures here, it's very difficult to videotape this contest. 112 degrees, our game time temperature. But you look at these softball players, they're used to it. They act like they're not even fazed by this intense heat out here on this June 6th, 2002. This is the final all-star game of these young ladies' career. They're not kids anymore. We're glad to be a part of it. That's fouled back to the screen. Colleen Young trying to drive in that runner from second base. Draw first blood in this contest, and that's a ball. Well, we apologize for the offense obviously in front of us. I think if you don't think about it, you probably won't see it throughout the rest of the broadcast. That's strike 3 called, and that is the inning here in the second. We head to the third. Still no score. Beautiful day from Casa Grande Union High School as we head now to the top half of the third inning. The North and the South in a scoreless tie in the third inning of work for the Seton Catholic Sentinel alumni, Kim Zadrozny. North All-Stars will be setting up their 8th hitter in the lineup. Eight, 9, and 10 here in the top half of the third inning. Unfortunately for us, we're getting the lineups just as you do as they come up to the plate. Autumn Beeler out of Camp Verde played for Debbie Miller this past year, and she takes a strike. Great first game pitching matchup. Kim will wind up. She will deliver to the plate, and a swing and a miss, and that is strikeout number 4 in just 2 1/3 innings pitching here. So 1 up and 1 down here in the top half of the 3rd inning with the North All-Stars batting, and now the hitter, the very speedy Danny Estudillo out of Winslow. The Winslow Bulldogs. And here's a bunt. Could be trouble, and, well, we talked about the speed of Danny before that at bat, and it came through with big dividends there, and that is an infield hit and the first hit off Kim in this contest. And she is aboard and also a big-time stolen base threat. Well, the next batter is going to be Jillian Groh, so apparently they are not batting all the players on the roster at least, as they came out with a total of 13 players, and some of the players may not have made it. So we go back to the top of the North All-Star batting order. Julian Groh grounded to second base to start the contest. 0 for 1. Squares the bunt. There goes the runner. The pitch is taken. Absolutely no chance. And that's a stolen base. The second of the game. 1 each for the 2 teams out here in competition. And now the North All-Stars have a runner in scoring position with only 1 out. And the pitch to Julian, who may very well be in a situation here where she just simply would give up the out to get the runner over to third base. And the pitch. And it's outside ball 4, so she draws a walk. Good at bat there by Jillian Groh. So she draws a walk, puts the runners at first and second with only 1 out, and here is Kim Garcia. Garcia out of Winslow, Arizona. Kim goes into the wind. She rockets and fires that one in there, and that's a called strike on Kim Garcia, who is hit by a pitch back in the first inning. We're in the top of the 3rd, no score, but the North threatening to score first in this contest. Runners at first and second with only 1 out. And here's a pop-up to the third baseman, who hustles over in the foul territory and makes the catch. Nice job. And now the next batter is Stewart, and she drills a single to left field, and the throw to the plate will not be in time, and that's an RBI hit. Now the next hitter hits one into the air. And Kim will take care of business, but not before a run scores. The North draws first blood in this contest. They lead at 1-0. You're watching the 2002 Arizona Coaches Association's 1A-3A softball game on APN Sports. We'll have more in a moment. So Salazar pops out to retire the side, not before Bailey Stewart drives in the game's first run with a single to left field. And now we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning as Desiree Salazar goes to work on the South All-Star in the blue uniforms, and number 22, Leanne Owens, out of Payson. Well, as expected, a low-scoring game here from Casa Grande Union High School. There's a good close-up look at Leanne. Tries to bunt her way aboard and fouls it off third base side. As Catherine Savino hustles over to get it. Next pitch is swung through a miss. Took a little bit off that one. It was a straight pitch, but as I said, a little bit off that last one, and a strikeout, their 4th strikeout of the game for the North pitching staff, led by Desiree Salazar, her 4th strikeout of the ball game, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, and we go back to the top of the lineup, I believe. in Tuesday Sepulveda. She was a strikeout victim back in the home half of the first inning. Real good crowd here on hand, as we mentioned earlier. Tuesday stepping in there for the South All-Stars. Good speed, good on-base percentage here in 2002. Looking to try to get something going for her team, who trails by 1, and she bunts one, and it's just foul. It would have been a close play, but Savino over there, an outstanding defensive player, also an outstanding hitter, was on top of the play. And here's another bunt, and this time it is a foul ball. So back-to-back bunt attempts down the third base line, but they go foul. And a swing and a miss, and Tuesday goes down, strikeout number 5 for Salazar. So 2 down in the inning, and now second place hitter Samantha Nottingham. Plays center field. Samantha struck out back in the first inning. She's 0 for 1. Bunted foul, back to the screen. 2 strikes on the South All-Star second place hitter. And a changeup is lifted into the air, and the right fielder will make the catch. And that'll retire the side. 3 in the books. With 2 innings left to go here in game 1 of this doubleheader, and it's the North leading the South 1-0. First hitter to bat for the North All-Stars, top half of the 4th inning, is Heidi Wynn. She grounded the shortstop her first and only time up. Kim delivers, and this is skied to center field, and that is going to be out number 1. Nice catch in center field by Brandy Waugh. 1 up and 1 down for the North, and now Azur Bigler will be the batter. Bigler struck out back in the top half of the 2nd inning. Seton Catholic's Kim Zadrozny, and I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. As we mentioned, one of the best pitchers in the state of Arizona. Good close-up look. And a pitch that looked like it was in the strike zone but called a ball. Kim has struck out 4. She has hit a batter, has not, and has walked 1. Here's a drive down the right field line, but it is caught, and that is 2 down here in the inning. Well, both teams have collectively 9 strikeouts in the ball game. 4 for Kim Zadrozny, and Desiree Salazar has 5. Catherine Savino, the outstanding third baseman for the team out of Parker, which is over off just south of Lake Havasu along the Colorado River, or very near the Colorado River. Here's the next pitch to Catherine, but hold the phone. Time has been called, as apparently Kim took too much time, and now Catherine digs back in. The windup in the pitch, and swung on and missed. A pitch that was down in the dirt. Kim brings the next one plateward, and a fastball up and out of the strike zone, and that is strikeout number 5 for Kim. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still 1-0 North. Well, we saw her out on the mound, and now she steps in at the plate and takes a strike. Kim, Debbie, and Brandy, the first 3 here for the South All-Stars. Looking to get on the board with their first run of the ball game. That one landing a little short. A good look at Desiree Salazar, the North All-Star starting pitcher. She has struck out 5, and that is a called strike, and the count now 1-2 on the South All-Star third place hitter. Yaskis on deck for the South. 3, 4, and 5. Here's the pitch. Went upstairs with that one, a waste pitch. 2-2. High and away. It's a full count. And ready with the next pitch. Payoff. Swung on. Hit well. Deep left field. Back to the wall it goes, and it's going to go all the way to the fence. Here comes Kim, the second. Kim stops right there. She's got a leadoff double here in the inning. So now the next batter is Debbie Yeskis out of Snowflake, and she hits one right back to the mound. Nice play by Salazar, who throws to first. That'll move the runner up to third base. So with a runner at third, and now Brandy Waugh, who bounced out 1-3, her first and only time up. So the tying run aboard, bunted, first base side, foul ball. Nice try by first baseman Kim Garcia out of Winslow. 0-1 is the count on Brandy Waugh. Desiree Salazar. And a ball lifted a foul back and out of play, and it's quickly 0-2. Get a close-up look at Brandy. Excuse me, Desiree Salazar, the starting pitcher for the North All-Stars. And now Brandy Waugh in the foreground. Swung on and a foul back and out of play. Fought off a good pitch there by Salazar. Good location. Inner half and above the waist. Again, the two-strike pitch. Waugh just trying to get that tying run in from third base, and it's outside a ball 1-2. This is the key at bat of the inning, most likely. As Brandy can drive in a run without getting a base hit. And she takes it inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one didn't miss by much. Two. Foul backing out of play again. In the dirt, the ball gets away. Here comes Rosny to the plate, and she has tied the ball game up. So a wild pitch has tied things up here in the bottom half of the 4th inning at 1 run apiece. 3-2 pitch, and it's lifted in the air, and the catcher, she came up with it. Outstanding catch for out number 2. That's a fine defensive play by the catcher. Heidi Wynn also plays third base out of Maricopa, Arizona. First pitch, a strike. 2 down here in the inning, a 1-1 tie. Miranda Williams. And Williams hits one over the second baseman's head out in the right center field, a base hit. Second hit of the inning, second hit of the ball game for the South All-Stars. A 2-out single keeps things going for Melissa Willis, who is also out of Snowflake, Arizona. Wind up in the pitch. A swing and a miss. She may have foul tipped it. And Melissa is down 0-1. Colleen Young is on deck out of Benson, Arizona. She squares the bunt, pops this one up out of play. So it's 0-2. And ready with the next pitch coming up. Here it is. And it's popped foul, and that one's backing out of play. So hanging in there is Melissa Willis, who was hit by a pitch. She stole a base back into third, tried to check her swing, and she goes down. Strikeout number 6 for Salazar. And apparently she got a piece of that one. She ran down the first base as if that was a strikeout. Again, another 0-2 pitch. And a line drive up the middle. Clean cut single to center field, a base hit. So 3 base hits in the inning here for the South All-Stars. And now they've got the go-ahead run on base for the first time here today. And here's Colleen Young, and I stand corrected. They had the go-ahead run on base a couple of times as Colleen struck out her first time up. The South had a runner at second base back in the first, Kim Zadrozny. After drawing a walk, she reached second base. She was in scoring position in a scoreless tie. And then in the second inning, Melissa Willis, who was on base with a base hit just a second ago, got on base after being hit by a pitch and stole second and was in scoring position in the second inning, and it was a scoreless tie in the second. The North scored their only run in the top of the third inning. The South has tied it up here in the bottom of the fourth. Salazar delivers, and it's hit to the second baseman. A nice catch to retire the side. It saves a run and ends the inning. And we go to the fifth, the final inning of this first game of the doubleheader, and it's 1-1. Well, the fifth inning of work for Kim Zadrozny out of Seton Catholic. Should be dealing to Autumn Beeler, a strikeout victim back in the third inning. Danny Estudillo and Jillian Groh will be the batters, and this one's bounced right back to the mound. Easy play for Kim as she throws to first, and out number one here in the top of the fifth inning. If you're wondering who the South will be bringing up in the bottom of the fifth inning, they will start with ninth hitter Leanne Owens, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup, Sepulveda and Nottingham, 1 and 2. My name is Jeff Lowry. Glad to have you with us. Bunted in front of the pitcher's circle, and the throw to first by the first baseman was low in the dirt, not in time. And that's an infield hit, and we talked about the speed of Danny Estudillo. She perhaps is the fastest runner out there today for both teams. And her speed really paid off there as we go back to the top of the lineup and Jillian Groh. And I wouldn't doubt that she'll be stealing on one of these pitches here. She faked as if she was going to second base. Let's see if she goes on this pitch. Outside a ball, and she's going to make it easily. Her second stolen base of the ball game, and she is in scoring position with one out. As we mentioned, has scored the only run of the ball game for the North All-Stars. So the crowd starting to make some noise behind us, and an opportunity here for the North All-Stars to regain the lead, which they lost in the bottom of the fourth inning when Kim Zadrozny scored on a wild pitch after doubling to lead the inning off. Ground ball up the middle, and that's going to find center field, a base hit. Coming around third, and the score is Danny, and the throw is not in time. So an outstanding job as Estudillo has scored her second run of the ball game, and truly a most valuable player consideration for this first game. And now the batter is going to be Kim Garcia. Garcia has been hit by a pitch. She has popped out to the third baseman. High and away, runner goes, and no one was covering third, so that's a stolen base. So Jillian Groh moved to second on the throw to the plate and now has stolen third. Kim Garcia now will go down to talk to one of the coaches here. Bill Nye out of Fountain Hills is the head coach with Armando Heredia out of Parker for the softball 1A-3A softball North All-Stars, and that's going to be a bunt single for Kim Garcia. So speed has really paid off here for the North All-Stars, who have regained the lead here in the top of the fifth inning and lead it 2-1. Swing and a miss by Bailey Stewart, who had an RBI single back in the third. Shab Mosley, Ernie Batten, Will Dunman, are the three coaches for the 1A-3A South All-Stars. Is this a fair ball? And they'll go to the plate. Now they got the runner caught in a rundown between home and third, and the play is made. That'll go for a single, but then a fielder's choice, and now runners are at first and second, and now Desiree Salazar. 2 outs in the inning, and a 2-1 ball game. So that was a big play there. I don't think they'd had a chance to get Bailey Stewart. And that's a play the first baseman should have not be making that play. That's got to be the catcher's ball. If anything else, the first baseman probably should have just went ahead and covered home plate. And that's where the communication plays a huge factor on a play like that. Because the momentum of the catcher was going towards first. She had the play in front of her. And this ball is hit well, deep left field, and a spectacular catch to retire the side. What a play to end the inning. We're heading to the bottom of the 5th inning here from Casa Grande Union High School. The North lead the South by a score of 2-1. We'll have more in just a moment. Desiree Salazar trying to close the deal here. Here's a bunt, third base side, foul ball. Leanne Owens, a strikeout victim back in the 3rd inning, will start things off, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup, tries to bunt again, and she fouls that one off. Ready with the next pitch, and that one just missing. 1-2 to the 9th hitter in the lineup for the South All-Stars, who trail again by a score 2-1. Coming up, stay with us, because coming up next, we will have the second game of this 2 5-inning contest, this 5-inning doubleheader. And don't have the probable pitchers for the second game. I'm sure they will make a pitching change, and after getting ahead 0-2 on Owens, Salazar loses her, so she heads to first base. And now we go back to the top of the South All-Star lineup and Tuesday Sepulveda. As you get a good close-up look at Leanne Owens over there at first base out of Payson, Arizona. Now, do you play for the bunt here? Do you steal the runner? You've got a multitude of options here. If you are the South All-Star coaching staff led by head coach Shad Mosley, assistant Ernie Batten and Will Dunman. And they are going to steal, and successfully. So Leanne Owens with good speed, and she swiped that one easily. Now you can play for the bunt. And move that ball over, or move that runner over with a ball bunted, preferably probably to the left side here. As the first baseman bearing down very hard on this play, and that's exactly what happens. The play is to first, and it's in time, and they can't believe the call. But an outstanding job and an outstanding sacrifice bunt by Tuesday. As we said, that's a play where there's really no chance for the third baseman to make that play, because the shortstop's got to cover third. And for the third baseman to make that play, she would have to do a 180, turn around and throw. With the speed of Owens, that would have been very difficult. But Tuesday does the job. And now Samantha Nottingham, wear the laurel of hero here. She comes up with a base hit to tie this game up. The ball gets away from the catcher. The runner will not advance to the plate. Runner at third with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. The batter is Samantha Nottingham out of Thatcher, Arizona. And the right-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher. And Salazar rocks and fires to the plate. It's fouled back right above our lens here. Another good close-up look at one of the best pitchers in the state of Arizona. And she missed low with that one. That was in the dirt. Nice scoop there by her catcher, who is Heidi Wynn out of Maricopa. We got a nice, clean home plate. Can Salazar close out this game? One out, runner at third, the tying run, and a fly ball to left. That ball's going to be caught. Here's the catch. And now tagging, a late break for the runner who had come down the line. She's going to score. That's a sac fly to tie the game up here in the bottom of the fifth inning at 2 runs apiece. That is 2 out in the inning. And the third at bat here for Kim in this contest, who has walked, doubled, and scored. It looked as if Owens had come down the line a little bit, thinking that ball was going to fall in. She had to race back to the bag at third base and then take off for the plate. And fortunately for her, it was not a good throw from left field, because a good throw, even anything close to home plate or near the cutoff man, or woman, I should say, would have held her, or they would have easily had her at the plate. That's a strike. So let's see if Kim can get something going with 2 out. We're in a 2-2 tie, bottom of the fifth inning. And again, we reiterate, we play 2 5-inning games. So this is the bottom of the 7th or the bottom of the 9th inning if you're playing baseball. If you're playing softball, this is like the bottom of the 7th. And the next pitch coming up, and it is swung on and ripped past the third baseman down the line. This could be extras, and it will be a stand-up double, and she is now the winning run. She is in scoring position for Debbie Yeskis at a snowflake. 0 for 2 is Debbie Yeskis. Grounded to second, grounded to the pitcher's mound. I think in this situation, you just go ahead and put this runner on base. You still have a base open in the event that Desiree would suffer from control problems. We'll be back. Well, the meeting of the minds has given way to the next batter, who grounds to third, and the throw to first is in time, and that's the inning. But they score the tying run, and at the end of 5, it's a 2-2 ball game. Well, after the first 5 innings of play, we will end in a 2-2 tie, and we'll start the second half of this doubleheader with the North All-Stars now representing the visiting team. And apparently we're going to go back to the top of the North All-Star lineup. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure where they're going to pick off, where they left off from the last game. Missy Orano out of Round Valley will start things off. So we'll give you the lineups. Well, you'll get them as soon as we get them when they come up to the plate. So Missy to start things off against North pitcher out of Maricopa High School, Bailey Stewart, who had a big game at the plate in the first game with 2 singles and RBI in 3 at-bats. Toronto with outstanding speed, played for Julie Allen this past season at Round Valley up in the Springer Eager, Arizona. And, of course, Round Valley High School, renowned for that beautiful stadium up there, which is probably a smaller version of the walk-up Sky Dome at the Northern Arizona University campus, as this ball's bounced back to the mound, and the play is to first, and there's one down here in the first inning. I'm totally scheduled second hitter. The windup and the pitch. That is taking a strike. Good pitch from Bailey Stewart. We apologize. That's sun coming down quickly on Casa Grande High School in the softball field here, and playing tricks with our camera here. There's a swing and a miss, and going down is Sissy Tarrant out of Valley Union. And now there are 2 outs in the inning, and the batter is going to be Jessica Fleigler. Jessica Ada Thatcher plays third base. So we're getting some new look players here in this second game. Bounce to first base and off the glove, and that's a fair ball, and Jessica reaches base here. So she is aboard with 2 out here in the top of the first inning, the second game of this twilight doubleheader from Casa Grande, Arizona. Again, we're getting the lineups as they come up. And this is Alexis, who is out of Hayden High School, the Lobos. Had a nice season this past year. There's the right-hander, Bailey Stewart, on the mound. She rocks and fires, and a big fastball swing and a miss. That's a strikeout, her second at the end of a half, no score. Jeff Lowry back here, Casa Grande High School. And now it's the North Red All-Stars and Jillian Grove. So they'll go back to the top of their lineup. Jillian takes outside, ball 1. Ready with the next pitch, and a swing and a foul backing out of play. Swing and a ground chopper over the third baseman's head, past the shortstop, and into left field, and a leadoff single. So a good job of hitting there by Jillian, her second straight hit. And she is, well, she started to go, and elected otherwise, heads back to first base. And now the batter is Danny Estudillo. Estudillo, perhaps the most valuable player in that first game. 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, 2 runs scored. Squares the bunt that time, a little half-hearted swing. As we await the next pitch to Danny Estudillo. And a swing and a miss, and Danny goes down. That's the first time she's been retired. So 1 down here in the inning. And now the third hitter in the lineup is Bailey Stewart, the starting pitcher here for the North All-Stars. I think the PA announcer here gave up on these names throughout the course of the game. The PA announcer you hear in the background is from the other field. And here's a ball hit hard and right at the shortstop and right into the sun. It was caught in the air. So a nice play out there at shortstop. 2 down in the inning. And now the cleanup hitter swings and fouls off the first pitch. And this is Desiree Salazar. So it looks like they did a little change in the lineup. Desiree Salazar. Pitch and a wave and a miss. Good pitch out there by the South starting pitcher, who is Delisha Aguirre. And that ball's going to get away from the catcher. Runner moving up 90 feet to second base. On that wild pitch or pass ball, we'll have to get the official. Now, there is no official score here, so we'll just leave it neutral. And Gary goes into the line, and she brings it plateward, and it's lined at second base, and it's caught out there. That'll retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left at the end of 1 in the second game of this doubleheader. No score. And a look at Bailey Stewart. Nice looking young lady, and she'll be facing the first batter here in the top of the second inning for the Blue South All-Stars, number 17. And this ball is hit on a line right at first base, and that's out number 1. Not sure who number 17 is. Next batter is going to be number 12, and this is Molly Combs. Well, we were trying to shoot here from the side because the sun is like directly in our lens, and you saw how dark it got when the lens was pointed right into the sun. It's not very good. It's not good for the cameras either, so our APN Sports location moves over to the third base side, and we'll try to get some shots for you over here. Combs swings and misses, and down she goes. Third strikeout for Stewart, and there's 2 down in the inning. And now the batter is going to be number 7, Megan Travis. And a ball lined at second, and that's the inning. Good job. Good inning for Combs. At the end of an inning and a half, no score. Heading now to the bottom of the second inning. Heidi Wynn will start things off. She caught the first game, and I believe she is the catcher here in game number 2. Jeff Lowry with you, along with Gail File on camera. That ball's hit foul to the near side. And a look at Alicia Aguirre. I hope I pronounced her first name correctly. Here's a ball hit well out into left field, and that ball is heading to the fence. And here comes Wynn across the plate with an inside the park home run. So how about that? She lined it hard into left center field and comes all the way around the score. Get a good close-up look at an outstanding player. And it's 1-0 in favor of the North. That's a chopper foul, and we'll do it again. So Heidi gets the home run, facing Aguirre here, and this ball is hit right at third. And the throw to first is in time as Bigler is retired 5-3. So the North batting here in the bottom of the second inning with a 1-0 lead. And the first pitch to Crystal Edis out of Williams. She takes low, 2 balls, no strikes. I know it's an unusual angle here to film a softball game, but getting some good close-ups over here. And a grounder back to the mound. She fields, she throws to first, and there is 2 down here in the inning. Autumn Beeler was batting in this spot, but now we're going to see number 12, Holly Wells. And Wells hits one to second. She throws to first, and the side is retired. But they get a run, and the North leads the South 1-0. We'll be back. Jeff Lowry back here at Casa Grande High School. Our apologies. There's really nothing we can do here with the sun directly pointing right into our camera here, directly behind home plate at the softball field. Why in the world they would, and I've seen this so many times, build a softball or a baseball field where this kind of situation is going to occur. And I believe this is Aguirre leading things off here for the South All-Stars, batting here in the first. And ball four to Gary as she heads down the first base. She is aboard to start things off with her team trailing by 1. And the first pitch is fouled back to the screen. Hope Sandoval, I believe, is the batter. Squares the bunt, and that's going to be a foul ball. Again, our apologies for the darkness. This shouldn't last more than a half an inning, as this ball is hit out into right field, and getting by the right fielder, the throw comes all the way in to the plate, and the run will score. So Sandoval with an RBI double scores a Gary, and just like that, the South All-Stars have tied the game up at 1 run apiece here in the top of the third. Here's a bunt, and it will bounce foul. And a break there for Bailey Stewart and her North All-Star teammates, as that would have been a base hit. And on the play, Sandoval moves down to third base. And the next pitch is a strike. We go back to Missy Orano, who is the leadoff hitter. Hit hard and right at the shortstop, and she is unable to make the play. So that'll be an RBI single. So Missy comes up with a big run-producing hit to give the South All-Stars the lead. A little more scoring going on here in this game as this ball is hit into the air, and the pitcher, Bailey Stewart, takes care of business. And Sissy is taken care of for bunt attempt. And that's a foul ball. Jessica Fligler at the plate. Well, we appreciate your patience over the next, probably the next 5 to 10 minutes on this videotape. And we're certainly doing the best that we can under the circumstances. Orano to second, and that's a stolen base. So she is now in scoring position for the South All-Stars. And she will try to steal third. She does successfully. Now the throw to the plate, and it's in time. They got it. Well, I'll tell you what, perfect play at the plate. Gunned down at the plate was Orano after stealing second and third base and tried to come home on the overthrow. And now we're going to get an argument by Shad Moosley, I believe, out of Benson High School. Of course, all you can see is the silhouette. The first pitch is low, a ball. We mentioned Jessica out of Thatcher, Arizona, and she pops this one foul and out of play. A look at Bailey Stewart, the pitcher on the mound. Beautiful off-speed pitch. And that's the inning. But they get 2. And it's 2-1 in favor of the South All-Stars. You're watching the 2002 Arizona Coaches Association All-Star Games. This is the 1A through 3A softball game on APN Sports. Reliant Energy, Tucson Conquistadors, a couple of the sponsors, Gatorade. And our thanks goes out to the Arizona Coaches Association and their president, Jim Lambert, for allowing us to be a part of the All-Stars. This is our 5th season. And I can guarantee you I've never had a video that has been this dark before. And again, our apologies. As soon as that sun goes down, we'll be able to give you a clearer picture. I'm really, and not to sugarcoat it in any way, but I'm shocked that Gail File, our camera person here today, has even been able to follow the ball under these circumstances. Here's the next pitch. I mean, the glare is just incredible. Plus, it's 112 degrees out here. As Gary does a good job, and now a ground ball to third. And a nice play by the third baseman. And that is out number one here in the bottom half of the third inning. A 2-1 South lead. We await the next pitch. And it is swung on and missed. Danny Estudillo out of Winslow. 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 steals in that first game. And grounding this one foul on the left side. Lined up in the pitch, and that is going to be a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, if you want, you can fast forward from this point to about 5 minutes ahead here if you want to watch the dark shadows as this ball is lifted out in the right center field, and it's going to be caught. So a nice job out there. The side retired, and at the end of 3, 2-1. With the South on top. You're watching the 2002 Arizona Coaches Association's All-Stars softball game. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. Chopper to the shortstop, who fields and throws to first. And the blue team sends one batter up. That's Alexis. Alexis out of Hayden, and she grounds out to start things. 1 up and 1 down here. The new pitcher for the North All-Stars is Kim Garcia, southpaw out of Winslow, Arizona. And the batter is going to be for the South Blue All-Stars, number 17. And I'm not sure who 17 is, but she just lined one out into the right center field, a base hit. So 2 at-bats for her. And so she is aboard. And now the batter is going to be Molly Combs out of Round Valley. And she's a good one. Next pitch. Looks like a good pitch. Apparently taken for a ball. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The South scored twice in the 3rd. The North a single run in the 2nd, trailing it 2-1 here. That's outside a ball. We close in on Kim Garcia. Talented left-hander. We mentioned a Winslow Bulldog. Foul ball backing out of play. Ready with the next pitch. And that ball is driven into right center field, and that's going to be a base hit. So back-to-back singles here for the South All-Stars. Is trying to add on to a 2-1 lead, and now the batter is going to be Megan Travis out of Seton Catholic. 2-1 in favor of the South in the top half of the 4th inning. We're in the 2nd game of this doubleheader as we await for the sun to go below the horizon. In the 1st game of this doubleheader, we saw a 2-2 tie. And here's a ball hit over the pitcher's mound. Could be trouble. And no chance at first. All hands are safe. And even though that ball was bobbled down there, well, I tell you, there could be a case for that being an infield hit. So the bases are loaded here with one out. And the South with a chance to break this one open, and here is Gary, who walked and scored in her only at bat of the ball game, her only at bat in the doubleheader. And she is a definite threat up there, one of the top hitters with runners in scoring position this year for her team. The pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. Crowd making some noise. The bases are loaded. And that ball, I believe, did it get her? No. It did get her. Hit her on the elbow, and that will force in the run. So she has produced 2 runs without having a base hit here today. So a good game here for Delisha. Again, I hope that I'm pronouncing her name correctly. A 3-1 count. That's our score right now. And here is Sandoval, who had an RBI double, and she dumps one up towards the second base bag, and all hands are going to be safe. And now the throw to the plate, and it's not going to be in time. So good base running out there. Combs comes in. That's the second run of the inning. Sandoval, another hit and an RBI. And it's a 2-run 4th inning, and it's 4-1 in favor of the South All-Stars. And a ground ball back to the mound. Orano is retired, not before the damage was done. 2 runs. They have scored 2 in the last 2 innings of play. And we go to the bottom of the 4th with the South leading the North 4-1. Bailey Stewart, good hitter, but she pops this one up, and Jessica will take care of business at third. And that's out number 1 here in the home half of the 4th inning. Desiree Salazar, the scheduled hitter for the North All-Stars. They're trailed by a trio. Swung on and a pop-up, and the catcher in foul territory can't make the play. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count is 0-2 on Desiree Salazar. So Gary on the mound in her 4th inning of work. Starting pitcher here in game 2 of this All-Star doubleheader. And that's a foul ball. Hit off to the right side. Ready with the next pitch. And a swing and a miss, and down she goes. So 2 down here in the inning. Salazar retired. And the scheduled hitter is, well, we got Heidi Wynn coming up. Drove in the only run of the ball game for the North All-Stars. That pitch taken in the dirt. The windup, the delivery, and a ground ball to third, but it's a foul ball. We're in the bottom of the 4th with 2 out and nobody on. North batting with the South leading 4-1. And that pitch missed outside and gets away from the catcher. Ready with the next pitch. And it's hit hard towards the shortstop, who is unable to make the play, and that's a base hit. Second hit of the day for Heidi Wynn. As we pan over to Heidi at first base, there is 2 down in the inning. And now Azura Bigler will be the batter. She is looking for her first hit of the ball game. First hit of the doubleheader. Scooped by the catcher behind the plate. The sixth hitter in the lineup for the North All-Stars. They need to score a run here, as this ball is hit down the right field line, and that is a base hit. The throw comes to third, and runners at first and second. So back-to-back singles here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Keeps the inning alive, and now the batter is, well, let's see who they're going to send up. I believe this is going to be Crystal Ades out of Williams, who is 0 for 1. She grounded back to the mound and is tardy on a fastball. 0-1 is the count on it. Crystal Ades, who plays outfield. She's also a second baseman. Lifted in the air, foul. And now the 0-2 pitch with 2 out, and strike 3 called. That's the inning. And apparently, due to darkness, that's the ball game. So the South wins the second half of this doubleheader 4-1. This has been a presentation of APN Sports. For Gail File, my name is Jeff Lowry. Thanks for being with us. So long, everybody.